It's been so long since we've been gone.
So good evening, everyone. How is everybody? Excellent, excellent. So I want to start with a thank you. How many people know we have to be grateful for why we are here today? And I want to first start by thanking the sponsors of the RTBI Center. So RTBI is blessed to have many sponsors, and each of these sponsors in their own way contributed to the success that we're celebrating today. Our sponsors include Amgen, Brown-Forman, Clark Family Foundation, Community Foundation of Louisville, the Kroll Foundation, the Fifth Third Bank Foundation, the Fund for the Arts, Humana Foundation, iHeartMedia, James Graham Brown Foundation, Kindred Healthcare, Casare Charities, Lewis Prize for Music, LG&E KU Foundation, LISC, Louisville Urban League, Metro United Way, Microsoft, PNC Foundation, Republic Bank, Rockefeller Foundation, the Gaines Foundation, U.S. Bank Foundation, WLKY News, and Yum Brands. So we want to thank you, for without you, we wouldn't be able to have done all that the founders are going to be able to talk to you about what they've done. So welcome. I am Dr. Pamela Jolly, and I'm so grateful to be on the team of RTBI. I serve as the strategist, both internally, but I also serve as a strategist to really help our Black and Brown founders build a better relationship with money and define wealth for themselves. As you know, the primary purpose of business is to build wealth for its owners. And often for a Black and Brown founder, that often isn't the primary focus because they can't afford to do so. I'm proud to be a part of RTBI because they put things first that need to be first. For too long, the African American community has been thought of as a gap when it comes to wealth creation. The RTBI incubator shows that we're not a gap, we're actually filling a void. A void is different than a gap. A gap is a break in something, a business as usual, but a void is something that was missing. So when you think of RTBI and what this incubator does with its founders, we're filling something that has been missing. The ability to be able to come to a safe space and build a relationship with your business, with a cohort of business owners in an environment called the West End of Louisville, to build a viable economy of Black and Brown business owners who want to leave legacy businesses, serve their clients, but also build wealth for themselves. So we're here to celebrate our inaugural cohort of founders. Can we give them a round of applause? So being on the internal side, I know for a fact what these founders have done. From Coursera courses, to coaching sessions, to pitch sessions, to workshops, to hours upon hours of thinking about their businesses, all the while running their businesses. Dave runs a tight ship, but he's a visionary with a big heart. And so he's created a culture inside of RTBI where you're not afraid to fail, and you are not also afraid to admit what you do not know. This is an environment where great businesses are growing. And so we want to celebrate you founders. We know the best is still yet to come, but we're so very proud of all the things you've already done. And because we know where your foundation has been laid, we know that the road ahead is going to be great for you, your employees, and our community. I'm reading from a script of what I'm supposed to tell you all. And this was my first flight since the pandemic. So I'm grateful to be here. So I'm supposed to tell you why I spend time with RTBI. I am a proud business owner of over 19 years. And I can't believe it's been 19 years. I raise capital and awareness for African American businesses in their communities. And when I tell you, when I saw Dave's initial plan for RTBI, I knew that it was something I wanted to be a part of. I was already blessed to work in the city of Louisville with R-Pop, and this was a nice segue into that next level of growth and development. I remember looking at the financial projections for this building before it was a building. There's so much happening, as I know you know, in the West End. The ability for us to build Black and brown businesses with solid foundations, with founders who are unafraid of their financials, who understand what legacy means and what wealth means, is needed so that the progress in this community is inclusive. So that's why I spend my time here. Not only that, the founders are amazing. They believe in their businesses and they also believe in the future. So that's why I'm here. With that being said, I would like to pass this torch to Keisha Smith from Humana.
Well, good evening. I tell you what, Dave does run a tight shift because he called me and I said, Dave, I'm right here, but I'm from the registration to the elevator and through this wonderful journey. I said, these are my friends, church members, colleagues, Volunteers of America, we're just all together. And so it is a blessing to see the results of the investment of Dave Christopher, Melanie Christopher, Monica Stewart, Emery Williamson. So let me just get right into it. Why am I here? I am here because I'm representing Humana, Health Equity and Community Engagement. And when we launched our department about 1.5 years ago, I was proud to work for a company that said, we're going to make sure that we are clear in our communication. Make no mistake, we are going to be supporting all of our members of Humana. They are going to not just be the normal areas or counties you hear about, but we're going to make an intentional difference in West Louisville. And so I had the privilege of advancing to a leadership role in Humana, and I was proud that they selected a Black leader. And they also selected a Black leader, little did they know at the time, who was already connected to the community, whether it was through church, my sorority, our jobs, or just fellowshipping through parenthood. So let me move forward, because Dave is going to raise his hand if I go a little bit too long. What I want you to know about why we're here because we are advancing the mission to make sure that we address any avoidable and unjust differences for health and health care. We're making sure that our actions are intentional to where we are addressing health disparities, social determinants of health, because we want to make sure not just our members, but West Louisville, the community of West Louisville, is showing up in a way where they have the opportunity to live their best health. We, Humana and A.M.P.E.D, RTBI, we're accountable. There's no lip service here. We have the opportunity to move throughout the communities to be present and to make a difference. And being present is critical. We're not just showing up one time, right? This is daily living. So together, in partnership with A.M.P.E.D, RTBI, and Humana, we want you to know that we're here not just to create workforce development opportunities, not just lift families out of poverty, but we're here to sustain that. Dave and I talk frequently. He also asked me, well, Keisha, make sure you provide the understanding of what does it really mean to make sure that the Black and Latinx community's health overall is supported throughout its community. Well, it's not just the Black and the Latinx, is it? It's each one of us. At Humana, one of the things that I advocate most for is, yes, we are responsible for our members, but our members have children. They have families. They have grandmothers who are raising 6 or more grandkids. They have neighbors. Well, then, if we have a neighbor, we have a neighborhood. If we have a neighborhood, then we have a community. And that community belongs to Humana, A.M.P.E.D, RTBI, and anyone else who has the best interests of West Louisville at heart. What I want to just share with you and leave with you is that each one of you are leaders in your own right. It is a privilege for me just to be in your presence. I need you to know that Humana had to take a very strong, humble look at ourselves and say, how do we want to show up to where West Louisville knows it's not just West Louisville, we're looking at West Louisville as Louisville. We have to listen to the community leaders. We have to talk to the local residents to understand the firsthand barriers that they encounter. We have to not only just listen and pay attention, but we have to follow through. And when we follow through on those actions, it's not just resources we're providing, it's a financial investment. And so it makes sense for Humana to come together with A.M.P.E.D, RTBI. What I want to share with you is that Humana identified 4 Black businesses for us to invest in when we talk about health equity and community engagement. But what I'm even more proud of is that they are not the only 4 Black businesses. They are the first, but there will be more. So I'm gonna ask my partners to stand up as I call their name and their business name, because without them, we, Humana, could not make an effective difference in West Louisville. And let there be no mistake, West Louisville had to give us permission to come in their world and make sure that we make a daily difference right now. It shouldn't take 2 to 3 years. There are opportunities we can partner with today, whether it's dealing with partnering with local Black businesses to address food deserts. We can invest in that financially. They're in the incubator. That representative, that owner, is Whitney Powers of Garden Girl Foods. Whitney, we appreciate you. You have healthy foods and community gardens that you are intentionally providing in West Louisville. Now, mental health and behavioral health care is critical. Trauma cases have to be paid attention to. And we must have the experts right there at the front door to walk those individuals through to say, we're gonna do this together, and you will not be alone on this journey. Cassandra Harris-Gray, you better stand up. She is the owner of Creative Spirits Behavioral Health. We appreciate you and your husband and your leadership team. Kimberly Reed and I, who's on my team, we just met with Cassandra last week. And let me tell you, there's a movement going on that folks don't even realize is gonna show up at your front door tomorrow. It's happening. Cassandra, thank you so much. We have the newlywed couple. I did see that in social media. Sean and Nikki Smith for Pep Rally app. These leaders have created an app for high school children who need a safe place. They need a channel of communication to meet them where they are. And so through that app, the high school students will be able to communicate with the faculty if they have to, need a sounding board, or they need someone to help identify what's currently going on with my mental state. It's also an app that's gonna allow extracurricular activities to be emphasized. And the additional business owner, and I've known this woman for a long time. She is a fierce woman who's always a giver of others, like our additional business owners. Monica Stewart, where are you, Monica? To my left. Monica Stewart is the Transitions Caregiver Solutions business owners, and she is making a difference to make sure caregivers are cared for. We forget about those unsung heroes. Monica is a caregiver as well, and she started her journey through her mom, and she'll tell you about that at a later time. So we appreciate you, Monica. So those are the first 4 businesses. To the founders, kudos, kudos, and kudos. It is a special designation to be the first, because it will be you that folks will draw on to understand how did you charter those wonderful, navigation steps. But I would be remiss if I did not tell you that in addition to Dave Christopher and his leadership team, I have a community too. I cannot do my job alone. And I want you all to know who they are, and I'll take my seat, Dave, because I know we're on the clock. But I want to ask my Humana family to stand up. Kimberly Reed, Population Health Strategy Leader. Dior Cotton, BOGO Leader. Leslie Clements, Corporate Social Responsibility and Communications Leader. I really appreciate you all because these women help me to do my job where they're either leading a particular aspect that I do not necessarily have to be because their expertise is phenomenal. It's nice when you can walk forward and not have to double check what's going on. These are extraordinary leaders and I appreciate you. I did say I was a part of a sorority and a lot of us are members of Greek systems. And I'm gonna tell you, that's another community service, community channel that I utilize. My president, my chapter president, Dr. Ebony Muldrow, please stand. She is my chapter president. She came here to support me tonight. She's also the assistant provost at University of Louisville, another resource. We use all of our resources, okay? And then I also want to acknowledge Dr. Janika Sherrod. She is the Health, Equity, and Community Director of Volunteers America Mid-States. Humana partnered with VOA Mid-States to establish a community health workers program, specifically in West Louisville. The member stories, I think I cry every day when we meet twice a week. And to listen to how Dr. Sherrod leads her team, the community health workers go and they assess our members, our Humana members, and when they identify a social determinant issue, whether it's groceries, they go and buy the groceries and bring it to their house. Then the neighbor, who's not a Humana member, comes over and says, I need help too, and she makes it happen. I get questions often about who's that woman who leads that program. Is Dr. Janika Sherrod. Finally, and I'm gonna take my seat, the biggest supporter I have who keeps me grounded and humble is my mother, Ira Ebbs, who's also my soror in Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She is a retired elementary school principal of 31 years from the JCPS system. And sometimes when I need a fact check or two, in reality, we have a long discussion. So Dave, thank you for this platform. You will continue to see us throughout this journey and we will not be missed. Do you hear me? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So next we'll have Cynthia.
Thank you, Dr. Jolly. Hello, everyone. I am Cynthia Brown, and I am with the Urban League. I'm going to keep my remarks brief because I know we're on our time schedule tonight. But I do want to give a little bit of context about why I'm here and about what this journey has looked like. In May of 2020, or late spring of 2020, I got a call from Johnetta Roberts. I was actually at a completely different organization, still doing the business work, but somewhere else, just kind of minding my business, trying to get through the pandemic like everyone else. So I get this call from Johnetta Roberts, and she says, if you could have an ideal setup to support black businesses, and especially in West Louisville, what would that look like? So I had all these ideas, so I threw all these ideas out at Johnetta, and I had no idea of really why she was asking me this. Well, it turns out that that was kind of the beginnings of a document called The Path Forward. So if you hadn't had a chance yet, I suggest that you go and check out The Path Forward. You can Google it, A Path Forward Louisville. And what this was a convening of black nonprofit leaders that the Urban League brought together to really kind of discuss a strategy and a plan for moving black Louisville forward. And so people separated out into their specific sectors to talk about, you know, what could specifically be done and where were the gaps and things like that. And so I was on a work group, and Dave Christopher was in this work group as well. So, you know, at this time, everybody is like, you know, we're on 10 at this point, saying things need to change, and this is what's happening, and this is what's not happening for black people, and we need to make sure that this is done, and this is done, and this is done. And then Dave started talking about this concept for an incubator. And so I was like, okay, I see you, Dave. Okay, that's fine. So he gives me the concept note, and I read it, and I had two thoughts, and I'm gonna be really, really honest about what those two thoughts were. First thought was, yes, this is exactly what we need. This is what black business owners need to actually, you know, overcome the challenges that they're facing and get to that next level. And the second thought was, man, this is a lot. this is a lot. I don't even know if this is possible. Like, this sounds really, really good, but like, wow, I don't know. Well, needless to say, in about less than 9 months, it was a reality. It went from concept to funding to drawing out the schematics, and first cohort was recruited, and classes started like less than 9 months. So I eventually made my way over to the Urban League in a more permanent way, and been really proud to lead this work around Black business initiatives, and in particular, working with RTBI. The Urban League is here to support the RTBI for the long haul, and that's in whatever capacity is needed. If that's in terms of, financial support through grants, just having longer meetings about longer term funding strategies and who else needs to be at the table to make, this thing sustainable. And so as we move forward with this, I found myself, kind of doing these high level things, but I was also popping in doing the little things too. So it's been a real amazing journey just to kind of see how all of this has gone from the days that it started and people coming in. I've worked on, development strategies, creating processes, figuring out how do we kind of get this professional services network going, because a lot of these business owners really need access to accountants and attorneys and marketing people and things like that. And just popping in, here and there and helping somebody set up an LLC. And another enlightening part has been, coming in and Dave's like, hey, sit in on this meeting with me. And just meeting with business owners that walk in off of the street and have just said, this is where I am with my business and this is what I want to do. And just hearing how Dave inspires those business owners and gives them that hope that there is a way. There is a way to do this. It's not going to be easy, and you're going to have to put in the work, but there is a way to do this. So one of the things that we noticed, I guess, early on in this process is that because of that, the demand for this type of services was overwhelming. The cohort can only take so many people, and there were people coming into the RTBI, there were people coming into the league. We hadn't even announced that we were doing anything at the league. I was just helping plan and develop a strategy. We had nothing. I was one person just trying to, help where I could, to move these Black business initiatives forward. In the span of about 9 months, we had probably close to over 300 people that were looking for assistance. So we decided, okay, there has to be more. There's no way that he can do this alone. So just the planning support and the financial support wasn't going to be enough. And so that led us to develop what we're calling the new Center for Entrepreneurship at the Urban League, of which I'm heading that up. And that's really to build out an extended support network for the RTBI. Thank you. There are so many business owners that are looking for assistance and don't really know where to begin. So there has to be an entry point for people to really understand and to learn what are the resources and how to navigate those resources. And knowing that the cohorts can only take so many people, there has to be something in place to, to help everybody else too. So how are we gonna do that? And so, we're working now. We've hired a business coach. We've got a small business financial coach that's helping with the financial pieces of putting together projections and budgets, things like that. And then we also are setting up the professional services so people will be able to come in, and once it is identified that they have a need for an accountant, we've got some funding in place to be able to subsidize the cost of those services too. So in short, it's been an amazing journey to watch this from, to have that front row seat from day one, to see this inaugural cohort graduating and finishing this program. I know this program wasn't easy. I was there through lots of it. Some of the curriculum I looked at and I was like, oh gosh, because I'm kind of one of those people, if I'm going to talk to people about things, I'll kind of want to go through it too. But I looked at some of those courses and was like, nah, just give me the Cliff Notes. I'll understand what they're doing, but I'm not going to do this whole course. So, but it's been an amazing journey, and watching them, go through all this and stick it out. Like I said, it was not easy. I know it wasn't. And I could not be prouder of you all, and you should be proud of yourselves for being a part of this initial cohort. This is a game changer, y'all. If y'all haven't figured this out by now from all of the people that have been speaking, this is a game changer. Dave has an amazing team. It's been wonderful working with that team and the staff. And they welcome me with open arms. Hey, come into this meeting, sit down with us, and this is what we're planning on doing. What do you think about this? And that includes Dr. Jolly, Monica. Monica's probably sick of me because I was emailing her every other day. Monica, what's going on with this? I got this email. What is this about? Monica, what do I do with this? Did you talk to such and such? So they've welcomed me with open arms, just, as a part of the extended team. I am so proud of you all, and I want you to take what you've learned here. I want you to apply it to your businesses in the future. I want you to share when you can, what you can with other business owners, because this is going to take a community to get these businesses and what we need it to look like. It's going to take a community of people, and so we have to share that as much as we can. So again, congratulations, and I could not be prouder of you all, and thank you for letting me be a part of your journey.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. So next up is some words of encouragement. One of the things that I learned in my dissertation, it takes 3 generations to build legacy wealth, only 1 generation to lose it. So the importance of having generations of business owners weigh in to the progress of our cohorts is so important. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce a video from an entrepreneur in this city that is an amazing entrepreneur who has just weighed in on so many different things, and some words of encouragement to our cohort. Mr. Aldwin Helton.
Thank you, Dave, and congratulations to all the cohorts of the Russell Technology Business Incubator. You are truly special. It seems to me that not too long ago, I sat with another great social entrepreneur, Daryl Unsell, and we talked about how do we help fledgling organizations, how do we help grassroots organizations, and how do we place some funding in their hands. One of those organizations, I'm here to say, was A.M.P.E.D. I didn't know Dave at the time. I didn't know anything about A.M.P.E.D. But when I think about just a few years ago, and Dave, I don't know how long that was, but you were considered a grassroots organization, and some funding was placed in your hands. Now, as I think back on when that was, and here we are today, all I can say is look at what God has done for A.M.P.E.D. And look at what God has done for this community. Look at what God has done for us by allowing Dave to nurse and build such a strong organization as A.M.P.E.D. Dave is incredibly special. A.M.P.E.D. is amazingly special. And now, because you have gone through this incubator, you are remarkably special. During my brief remarks at orientation just a few months ago, I brought up my favorite book, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. Think and Grow Rich, it's your choice. It's all about wealth building. In the introduction of that book, the author makes a profound quote in that book. He says that if you read this book, if you grasp all the knowledge within this book, that he would guarantee success. Now, we've all heard those claims before. Read this book, view this video, you'll find success. But he also said, why do some people succeed in life while others fail? And in this book lay the answer. Well, I would tell you that I read the book, and I read it over and over again. And I found that answer, because it's something that goes on as a business person. When you truly get that knowledge, there's something in your heart and in your head, and when they align, hey, things happen. Success happens. Well, because you have Dave's knowledge, because Dave has put forth some ideas in this incubator, I hope that you grasp them in your heart and in your head. And Dave has put forth a great secret weapon, almost like the author did in Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. Dave has introduced you to Dr. Pamela Jolly, who is, I think, the world's expert on building wealth and success. I would tell you that years ago when Dr. Jolly came to this city, I was astounded by what I heard and what I saw. I was sitting in the back of the room, and I moved forward to forward in the room, because I wanted to listen more intently. And I did. I took notes. I flashed the screen. And now every time I'm in the midst of Dr. Jolly, I'll ask her for just 10 minutes of her time. I did that during your orientation, because all I needed was another 10 minutes with Dr. Jolly just to get me excited about my business, just to get me excited about how do I contribute to the welfare of this community. Dave has placed that incredible gift of Dr. Pamela Jolly in your midst. You will learn tonight just a few nuggets of success by having Dr. Jolly in your midst. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dr. Jolly. I just want to leave you to tell you that success is yours. A final thought from the book says, and it's something that Dave and I talk about all the time, is that virtually all limitations are self-imposed. Virtually all limitations are self-imposed. Finding one's true self is the beginning of your journey to success. Thank you and congratulations once again. I wish that I could be there. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I hope you can feel the family-like atmosphere here and the mutual respect and love. I'm grateful to Dave for allowing me to do what I do as a part of his vision. With that being said, I am so incredibly excited to introduce to you Mr. Otis Raleigh. Mr. Otis Raleigh is the Senior Vice President of the U.S. Equity and Economic and Opportunity Initiative at the Rockefeller Foundation. Otis leads the Rockefeller Foundation's 2030 Sustainability Development Goal of decent work and economic growth, SDG Goal 8 within the United States. Recognizing low-wage workers as essential even prior to COVID-19, Otis directed all U.S. work focused on enhancing the ability of every working person to meet the basic financial needs of their family and have a path to a better future. With a focus on equity, Otis provides stewardship for U.S. grant-making and investing that is aligned to strategic levers to fill key U.S. economic opportunity gaps in tax and budget policy design and implementation, access to capital and asset ownership, and worker coalition building and advocacy. In the last 3 years, his team has deployed over $100 million. Immediately prior to joining the foundation in 2019, Otis served as a North America Managing Director for 100 Resilient Cities, a major project sponsored by the Rockefeller Foundation. There he provided urban resilience, economic, environmental sustainability, and community economic development technical assistance and portfolio management for 29 cities throughout the US and Canada. He also served as Managing Director for the Africa portfolio of 10 cities for over a year. In both North America and Africa, he facilitated the development of 18 urban resilience strategies, resulting in $500 million in leverage investments. Prior to his work at 100 Resilient Cities, Otis served as president and CEO of the Economic Development Corporation for New Jersey's largest city. A true urbanist, Otis's career has been dedicated to advancing equity, economic, and community development in cities and leading organizations in the for-profit, public, and nonprofit sectors. His 20-plus years of experience also include serving in various leadership positions. He managed the strategic planning and urban development unit of a national management consulting firm. He has held cabinet roles with 5 different mayors in 3 large U.S. cities. He has been the chief of staff managing a $2 billion budget, city planning director for America's largest independent city, and has served as the first deputy housing commissioner for the 5th largest public housing and community development agency in the United States. Ever committed to volunteerism, building capacity, and pursuing justice, Otis sits on a number of governing boards, including the Asset Funders Network, Families and Workers Fund, Stonewall Community Foundation, and Living Cities. Based in the Foundation's Washington, D.C. office, Otis is the father of 3 children and resides in Maryland. He has a master's degree in city planning from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and a Bachelor of Arts degree from Rutgers University. Wow. Can I say what I really want to say? Praise God. And with all of that, Mr. Raleigh has chosen Dave and the RTBI family to invest in. With that, I'm so proud to introduce Mr. Raleigh. Thank you. I got to give you a hug.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right now. First of all, Dr. Jolly, I didn't expect you to read that whole thing. But I appreciate the introduction. Despite what Dr. Jolly read to you, right, first and foremost, I got to give honor to God. Secondly, I got to give honor to my grandfather, who believed. And third, I got to give props to my network. I have a speech here, but I'm going to deviate a little bit from it, and I hope you will indulge me a little bit. I talk about the network because I really feel like this night is about how do you make the net work, right? This night is about how a cohort has come together, has had a commitment to be faithful, available, and teachable. And that network, the iron sharpening iron that has occurred, is going to help to ensure your success after this graduation. But it's also part of what helped to create an environment for you to be successful. I got really excited, Dr. Jolly, when you were talking earlier about the difference between a gap and a void. And in my faith tradition, it talks about how before the light, before the earth, there was a void, right? And my God kind of filled that void with a beautiful creation. I'm looking at some beautiful faces tonight, right? And I say, I'm so sorry. So for me, when I think about that difference between the gap and the void, it was so essential that void be filled, right? When we think about what we're doing at the U.S. Equity and Economic Opportunity Initiative at the Rockefeller Foundation, Rockefeller is a 108-year-old organization. We've done some phenomenal things, and we've done some things that we're not so proud of. And I mention both, right, because not because of any kind of critical race theory. I mention both because it's history, right? I mention both because you have to learn from where you've messed up so that you can do better, and you have to celebrate when you've been successful. Part of our work right now is really trying to make sure within the U.S. that we help to really reduce the racial wealth gap in the U.S. And if we're doing that, we have to do everything that we can to ensure that the networks work. We have to do everything that we can to fill that void with access to capital, access to credit, technical assistance, right? The support that you found in your cohort, and the support that's outside a cohort. I'm flying in from Washington, D.C. I don't live in Louisville, right? But we have made a decision that in at least 12 cities within the United States, we are going to go deep, and we're going to be committed not for the short term, but for the long term. And Louisville is one of those 12 cities. When I came to Rockefeller, we were in 39 cities. We were in 39 cities, and we were suffering from what in philanthropy is freaking kind of ADD, right? Today, we're going to solve this challenge, and we throw a little money here and there. Then tomorrow, we're going to solve this problem, and we're going to throw a little money there. And it was I felt like, backwards way of investing because I've been on the other side. I've run a nonprofit. and had to deal with philanthropic leaders who may have had several letters after their name, but didn't really understand the problem for which they were funding solutions for. I respect people within academia. Some of my best friends are brilliant professors, right? But there is a difference between studying and doing, right? Applied knowledge is the best kind of knowledge, right? And so I was often frustrated when I had to deal with philanthropic leaders who either came from great wealth and therefore felt they were experts, or because they had studied a lot of the problems and the challenges, and therefore thought they had a degree of expertise. So when I had the chance, the privilege of joining one of the oldest philanthropic institutions on the globe, I was excited about coming to it with learned experiences, right? Learned not just in academia. Yes, praise God, I went to MIT. But I also grew up on Gifford Avenue in Jersey City, right? And there's a lot of difference, a lot of knowledge, excuse me, that I got both on Gifford Avenue as well as MIT. There was a lot of experiential knowledge. It is different when you have experienced housing insecurity, and then have the opportunity to try to change the face of public housing. It's different when you went to one of the worst public high schools in the state of New Jersey, and then you have a chance to try to correct the public educational system, right? There's a difference from studying those things and having really experienced those things. And so I bring that information, I bring that knowledge, and I bring that experience to my work at the Rockefeller Foundation. And so with all of that, when having the opportunity to fund an institution that is thinking and doing, to fund someone who's talking about it and being about it, to fund a group that's both as grassroots but also very much connected to the grass tops in a real and substantial way, that made sense. That's an investment where we felt we would see a great return on investment. I'm excited about the opportunity to be part of this. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we sent a check, right? You did the work. You did the homework. You had to deal with the pressure. Y'all had to deal with Dave. And you're here and you're graduating, right? And so I want to say congratulations from the Rockefeller Foundation. I want to say congratulations on behalf of Dr. Raj Shah, our president. But most importantly, I want to say congratulations because it is a celebration of what the best and brightest can and will do when we have the opportunity to fill the void. When we have the opportunity to fill the void, we excel. And so I want to just say thank you for your commitment to your businesses. Thank you for your commitment to this cohort. Thank you for your commitment to Louisville. Your success is all of our success, right? And so I stand here committed, not just in terms of what we've done in the past, but what we can and should do in the future. And I mean that, not just verbally, but also in terms of what the Urban League is doing, in terms of what A.M.P.E.D is doing. One check was good, more checks are important, right? And so I don't want to just talk about it, I want to be about it in terms of our commitment to Louisville. And I stand here proud to say that we are excited about the first $500,000, and we are excited about the more that we can and will be doing to assist Louisville in filling the void and creating the reality of what Louisville can and should be when we are committed to uplifting everyone within our community. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today, and thank you so much for all that you are doing to support filling that void. Congratulations.
Wow again. And now is the moment that I've been excited about all evening, but I'm blessed and honored to be able to introduce Dave Christopher Sr. Woo is right. So you know they say without a vision, people will perish. But without people, a vision will go away and be forgotten. And so Dave is someone that leads, from my perspective, from the middle. He cares about everyone, and he wants them to all be around him. He wants to meet them where they are, but he wants to hold them to a standard so that they will move forward and really leave an impact on a community that he loves. So I'm excited to introduce to you the visionary of the hour, Dave Christopher Sr.
Thank you. That's okay. So it says here, because I got the notes, I tell people this is hilarious because this is seriously a team effort, but because I have notes, right? So it says I'm supposed to thank Otis first, but you're gonna have to wait because I first need to thank God because I tell people the one thing about me is that I walk into any room and you have zero leverage on me because my faith is in God, and everything I have, everything I'll ever have, everything I've ever had is because of God. So I don't walk in the room trying to figure out what I can get, how I can manipulate it, anything, and so because that works out. The other thing is you guys think you got it bad. I want to thank my wife. My wife, Melanie Christopher. Baby, please, would you please stand? My beautiful wife, Melanie. Because here's the truth. Y'all get to walk away from me grumbling. She got to deal with me all the time. So now, and I say that seriously and sincerely that I cannot do this work without her, and I'm gonna get a little emotional. Because she allows me to be who I am. And with her, in God, I'm good. In my family, I'm straight. So anyway, it says here, say what this program has meant to you and why. Okay. All right. Okay, so in 2020, right, during right after the murder of Breonna Taylor and by the A.M.P.E.D and the racial unrest or whatever, and it was always funny how people would say this recent racial unrest, and I used to always make me so mad because I'm like, you realize I've been living this every day? Like, it's not recent. Like, this is we just recently got the permission to like curse and cry and yell and fuss and all those things. And so, and my wife would tell you this, I think about stuff all the time, and like because of my faith in God and what my father taught me at 12 years old, he said to me, if no one will hire you, then hire yourself. I didn't understand even then what that meant to me in my path in life, and how that hit me was I never had to depend on anybody for what I wanted to get done. That if I needed to get something done, my father said the problem is right here in front of you. Stop focusing on the problem. Look over the problem into the solution. And so my mind always thinks not about like what the problem is, but what the solution is. And so I've always been driven that way. And so in April of 2020, was really just frustrated. And Eric Burnett from Louisville Ford had called me. And I say this, and this is the honest to God truth, and I'm sure some black folks in this room will tell you that at that point, your white friends were calling you, asking you, were you okay? And I appreciated that. And Eric was one of those people that called me, and I was like, I cursed a lot. So just so y'all know, I do curse. I cursed a lot. I was really upset, kind of frustrated with everything that was going on. And I happened to be reading an article about the fact that Louisville, Kentucky is 22% black, but only, now this is the number. It says 2.6 minority-owned businesses. But when you break that down even further, it's actually 0.08 of black businesses, or black-owned black businesses, or whatever. And I thought, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make sense. What can we do about this? And so my answer was, I asked myself, like, what is it that black businesses need to succeed? And my answer was everything. Like, we need it all. Because there's all these barriers that we put in front of that are put in front of us and that we have to deal with that we need to move out of the way. And so just think about all those things. And whoever knows, people that know A.M.P.E.D knows that since 2014 when we founded the organization, that we never charged a child or an adult one single dime for anything we've ever done in the entire time. And that was a promise that I made in 2014 that nobody would ever pay for our services no matter what. We'd figure it out. And by God's grace, and I tell people that God makes it so amazing that there's no way I can take credit for it. Like, it's too insane. Like, stuff happens too crazy. Like, and I swear to God, Monica, I'm gonna have to tell this one day. Look, I'm telling y'all, Monica's laughing because she knows, like, and my wife is probably the only person that knows that we have an announcement coming that is insane, but I'm gonna stop talking before I tell it. Okay, so what else am I supposed to do? Hold on. Who wrote? Allie wrote this. So let's see. What else am I supposed to do? I didn't answer the question. So the reason I do this is because I'm sorry. I'm following instructions. My wife she tell me that, like, I go. So okay. So the reason I did this is because I felt like we had to do something, right? We had to do something. We had to really do something. So that's that reason. What else it says? Oh, thank everybody? Okay. So yeah, so I want to thank all the staff. I want to thank all the instructors. And I ain't gonna even try to call names because there's so many. That's what's crazy. I was telling somebody this earlier that I don't do nothing. I don't. Like, I'm serious. Like I'm telling you, all these, like, this stuff will be happening. I don't know nothing about it. Like, I don't. I'm not even playing. I don't know. Because here's my thing, and people know this about me. I'm a trust person. If I don't trust you, I don't mess with you. Like, period. Like, I don't. I'm not trying to figure it out. Like, I'm not trying to figure out, like, what you're doing. Like, I'm not doing that. And so the people around us, and Dr. Jolly alluded to this, we family. Like, I don't say that as just a thing to say. Like, I love, so many people ask me, like, how does AMP do all this thing, and how do you get all this support or whatever? Because we create relationships with friends. We're not transactional. The people I'm working with are people I care about and people that care about what we're doing. I ain't messing with everybody else. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, so the circle is small. I'm wandering, aren't I? Oh, okay. So thank you so thank you to all the staff. Thank you to my board, my buddy Sean Waxman over there. That dude, he fought me for a long time, and then we got it, and then we was cool. But him and Patty and Jim back there, they keep me straight. And this is what I tell people. And we just brought two new board members on. And I said, I don't want yes people around me. I want people, because I say some crazy stuff. And I say some crazy stuff. I want to do some crazy stuff. And then you got Monica going, Dave, you can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just thank all my board members, all the staff, all the instructors, all the amazing people. And it's way too many people. And I really got to say, like, this cohort of folks that have gone through this incubator. Yeah, I mean, it was tough, right? And we didn't do it quite right. But I appreciate you guys being patient with us, understanding, and being that inaugural cohort, because you taught us a lot. I'm telling you, y'all made it hard on this next cohort. Like, this piece, I mean that in a good way, because you guys, you showed out so much that, I mean, showed up so much, showed out too, but showed up so much that it was hard for them. Y'all didn't have to wait in line like these folks. We had over 500 people that wanted to get into the incubator. We only accepted 100 applications, and then only took 34 businesses from that. Y'all taught us that. Y'all taught us about how to be selective, what to look for, and what to find. Okay, so what else am I supposed to do? Oh, coaches? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, so I want to thank all the coaches. Do we have, you got their names? You going to call the names for me? So I really want to really quick. So now I guess we get into we get into the awards part, right? Is that right? Oh, got you. You the one. See? Man, that's, you know what? Let me do this first, because, this lady just handed me this thing right here. So the person that the founders know about, but a lot of y'all don't know about, that has done an amazing job and been a really integral part of what we're doing, and that is Miss Allie Goldberg, Allie Flagle Goldberg. So Allie, Allie, come on up here. Let's get this done first. Allie, she's the one that texting y'all all the time, emailing y'all all the time, dropping stuff on you. And Allie is actually living in Ohio now. She came back just to finish up this thing. So thank you, Allie. We love you. Yeah. So that's for you. I'm gonna just tell you what's in the bag. Don't mess with it till you get home. All right. So now I want to the coaches, right? Am I doing this? Coaches, okay. So now we want to thank the coaches. We have a little something for you. So I'm gonna just call your name. Hopefully you're here, and you'll come on up and get this this little token of thanks for you, to you. Angelique Johnson. Dr. Angelique Johnson. Here she is, Miss America. No, that's right. Thank you, Angelique. Angelique is actually one of our coaches. She has a company called Vision. Well, she has a couple companies, Visionary, MemStem, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, get that. There you go. Mr. Chris Red, are you here? Chris, you here? No? No? Okay. Dave Christopher Sr., I'm gonna get a mug? No, I'm just playing. Jeremiah Chapman? No? Okay. Jakari Beatty. Jakari? This dude, okay, so this dude is an inventor. Y'all know that? This is a black inventor. Jakari is a black inventor. He invented this thing called the BESK. It's like a backpack and a desk. A backpack that turns into a desk. So if you want to go out in the woods and get something done, he got you. He got you. Let's see. Jose got some B-Day? Don't hurt me, Jose. Kelly Vanier? I don't think they got the invitation. Natalia, is Natalia here? Okay. Rachel Smalls? Cassandra, come up and get her cup. Ricky Mason? Mo Sloan? Why we got Monica listed as a coach? Monica wasn't a coach. Were you a coach? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Hey, I told y'all I don't know what be going on. I told y'all. Monica Stewart. Sorry. I didn't know. Enjoy your mug. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Okay. Did they get gift bags too? Little bit. Okay, no, don't worry about it. Y'all getting candy too. So, that's not for y'all. Never mind. That's not y'all's. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna do okay. So here we are. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not smart. I promise y'all. And think about that. My wife has to deal with this every day. We be sitting in the chair next to each other watching TV. And I always like a drug commercial to come on TV, and I'm like, baby, you think I should take that? She's a pharmacist, and so I'll just be messing with her. Like, you think I should take that? And she goes, Dave, no, you don't have metastatic breast cancer. Like, like, okay. All right, I'm sorry. Anybody that's ever been in a meeting with me knows I prolonged the meeting. Okay, so now the most important thing, seriously, the most important thing of the night that we want to do, and that's we want to recognize these amazing founders. Do I have a list up here? Yeah, pitch competition founders. So I'm going to let Dr. Jolly take over because I'm really messing stuff up. Are we going to, so we announce that here? Okay. Let's do it. Okay, I'm sorry. So we got some people that want some money. And we got checks? Hey. Look at Erica. You make me sick. Because she knows she got a check. She'll be like, so we going to do the check? All right. Okay, so we had our final pitch competition. Along the way, we had pitch competitions. And basically, for those that don't know what a pitch competition is, basically it's an opportunity for our businesses to compete against each other about how talk about their businesses. And this is a way for them to get investors and to raise money, that you'll do a pitch to an investor to raise money. And so what we want to teach them is how to raise money and create capital for their business. So help me out. Who's the first one? Oh, see? Allie. All right. Okay, so do we do the second place first? Okay, so the second place winner for winner of the pitch contest and a $10,000 prize is my main man, Kyrie. What? That's what's crazy. I've been talking to this dude forever, and I'm mispronouncing his name. Kyrie. The name of this company is called Incredible. Monica got the check. She like Vanna White. She got the Vanna Black. I'm sorry, Vanna Black. You gonna split that check with that little fella? I know that's right. All right. Yes, please. All right, and the next, we're gonna do 2 right now because they tied for first place, and they actually both almost got perfect scores on their pitch contest, and that is Erica Denise Entertainment and Dasha Barber's Bistro. And they each received $15,000 each. Oh, they didn't know? They didn't know? Oh, y'all didn't know y'all won? Oh, my bad. I thought y'all knew. So yeah, $15,000. I thought y'all knew. I didn't know. Hey, Kyrie, you didn't know you was getting 10,000? My bad. I told y'all I don't know nothing. I promise y'all.
Oh my God, Dave, what's wrong with you?
And by the way, there's some food right here. This Dasha Barber's Bistro, they're opening up a new restaurant at 2nd and Main. We're hoping the grand opening will be April 1st, the beginning of April. Look, a beautiful facility, 3 times the size of what they were at 2nd and Main on Whiskey Road. So y'all make sure y'all show up. Y'all make sure y'all show up. All right, okay. Yeah, see, I thought y'all knew. All right. Now it's time to celebrate, and I'm gonna let somebody else take the mic. I'm gonna just smile. Yeah.
So now we're going to announce who we have been talking about and congratulating all night. So we're going to start with founder number 1, the Source 502, which is run by Kishana Hughes. Congratulations. Next,
So they all also have, we have an RTBI playbook, and we call it the cheat book. So when you go away, all the stuff that you learned is in that book, and you can take notes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Sure. So everyone, we're going in the order of the program. So be prepared to come on up. The next is A.M. Fitness, run by Randall Pickett. Is he coming? Oh, here he is. Take your moment, brother. Take your moment. Next, we'll do Classy Sassy Me Boutique, run by Kenathia Imafe. Congratulations. Next is Chris Romaine from Complete Affordable Home Care.
On behalf of my good friend Chris Romaine, I will accept his.
Okay. Next is Dasha Barber's Southern Bistro, Aaron Barber, and Tamika Bethel.
Certificates, 1 for each, so y'all gotta share them.
Did you hear that, or do I have to repeat that? One for each one. Next, we have Dee's Catering, run by Deandra Kimball.
So I guess people want to hear me talk crazy. So, yeah, I probably ain't got nothing to say now. By the way, amazing food, vegetarian and vegan menus, correct? Yes, ma'am. All right.
Next, we have Erica Denise Entertainment,
Just take
run
it to
by
a table.
Erica Denise Bledsaw.
She been up here already. She got what? How much you get? 15,000. Can I get a loan?
I got 50,000.
Can I get a loan?
Yes, you can. You can get anything.
You're so sweet.
Next founder is E.Z. Chow by Mo Sloan.
Mo could not be here today, so I just want to humbly accept his award for him. He would like to say thank you very much. I'm trying to change up my voice for people that ain't here. So,
Next, we have Greater Art Solutions by Guillermo Solono.
he in Mexico, and I can't do that accent, so. And I ain't going to try because that's offensive.
Okay.
Gracias. Okay.
Next graduate is Icon Media Group, The Plug Network Online by Latasha Harrison.
The plug. Yep. Hey, Latasha, can I tell them about our conversation the other day? You know I'm going to tell anyway. So Latasha went through this whole program thinking I didn't like her. Come on, get up here. But I said that to say, but what she did was she called me to find out what was really going on. So remember that. Don't guess. If you're questioning it, ask. And we did. So we good, right? Yeah, so we good. All right. Oh.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Next founder is Incredible, owned by Kari Muhammad. Kyrie Muhammad.
Can I get $5? Oh, and his boss.
And his boss.
Right. Yeah, you hold that, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Next founder is Limitless by Tamika Bland.
Tamika Bland. Hey, yeah, you know I'm gonna talk about her, right? I told her earlier, I said, you made it hard on everybody. She like flashing certificates online, like, I did this one, I did that one, and people like, dang, okay. I know.
Thank you.
But nah, she brought it though, for real, like everybody else did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next founder is Lipstick Wars, owned by Rihanna Thornton.
Hey, Hey, look, raise your hand if you're familiar with Lipstick Wars. That's it right there. That's Lipstick Wars, y'all. And I say this sincerely. She think I'm crazy when I say it. I call her my boss. Like, she called me, tell me what she want, and I just, okay. Yeah, Brown is my boss. See what I mean? And her boss. Come on. Oh, yeah. Did she just have a birthday? Her birthday's today. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Come on, y'all. You know what we got to do, right? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Harlow. Happy birthday to you.
You're so beautiful. Thank you, Arlo.
No. Happy birthday. Next up is Lovely Allen Art, LLC, by Tamisha Lovely Allen.
Yeah. Located in Melwood Center, right? Is that right? Melwood Center. So get out there, get your art. She kills it. Learn how to paint. Yeah, she has classes, etc. Throwing stuff.
Next up is Nicole Scott, Inc.,
Man.
run by Nicole Scott.
The Nicole Scott.
The Nicole
The
Scott.
Nicole Scott. Y'all think Gucci got it? Nope. Well, she wasn't. You a Gucci change maker, though, weren't you? I'm sorry. She is a Gucci change maker, so. And go to that website, NicoleScott.com, right? Is it? NicoleScottInc.com. Get that merchandise.
All right, now. Next up is a nonprofit organization run by Stanley May.
Mr. Stanley May, are you here? No? Okay. I want to thank y'all for this award. I appreciate it. God bless.
Next up
I'm
is
running out of voices.
Next up is Pep Rally by Nikki Patterson Smith and Sean Smith.
Yeah. Here comes the bride.
For the newlyweds, right?
Is that the song?
Here comes the bride.
Is that the song? Okay. Here comes the bride. all dressed in white boots. Look, her husband's a comedian, so she's used to this. And we got one for each of y'all, so we ain't cheap. Oh, yeah, come on now. Just because y'all married don't mean y'all can't get separate. She up here trying to collect debts. I ain't mad at you, though. Right, because it's what? You won a pitch competition, right?
Yeah, right before we got married.
Oh, yeah, but y'all left with it, so we
thought y'all were going to give us a wedding
canceled that.
gift,
We
too.
canceled that check.
Y'all owe us a wedding.
You know how we do. Come on now. You don't pick it up. We don't. I'm just,
Next up is Premier Global Logistics by Candace Bailey.
Yep. Candace. You see here, that's pride, right? They said, "My mommy." No, that's right. And she got she rocking that founder shirt. I see you. Okay. All the founders. Here we get his. So all the founders. Well, I shouldn't say all the founders. I'm saying y'all didn't pick them up, but you got yours on too. Yeah, I didn't even. I'm sorry. They all got founder shirts. It says founder on the front, hashtag legacy on the back.
Next up, Prominent Youth of America, Inc. by Levon Clack.
Clickety clack. Clickety clack. Look, I'm so country. Like, I can't help it. I grew up in Gary, Indiana, in Concord Commons. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. My God. You talking about a youth program? This guy right here, for real. He's at the Y, right? And where else? New Directions, Jacksonville. And New Directions. Prominent Youth of America. Can you drop down some? Because I was just dawning on me, this dude really a lot taller than me. That doesn't make me happy. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Hold up. Oh, okay. And then that's what everybody be talking about. You know he was down below him. No, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Doc. All right.
Next up is Pure Intent by Jayla Wilson.
This is like my daughter, y'all, for real. Knowing her since she was, for real. They up here talking about she taller than you too. Why y'all doing me like that?
Next up is Sweet Peaches by Pamela Haynes.
No, seriously, unfortunately Pam couldn't be here. She had some stuff going on with her family, so I'm gonna ask that you all please keep her in your prayers. She's going through a lot right now. If you know her, if you're a friend of hers, please reach out to her, offer her support. So we love you, Pam. God bless you.
God bless you. Next up is Transitions Caregiver Solutions by Monica Stewart.
Yeah, my boss. Monica, you could have got one of them when you was at work. No.
Next up is Tribe of Tia, run by Tia Coatley.
We got to hurry up so she get on the radio, get them hits out. Tia in a Quiet Storm. I would expect you would have music as you walked.
And to round out our inaugural cohort of the RTBI Business Accelerator, Your Nest by Michael Brizendine.
Michael Brizendine! So, app developer, track star, like all the things. Michael. You probably read about him, and I mean that seriously you have. You probably have read about him. What'd I say?
And so congratulations, founders.
Yep. Yes. Is that it?
That's it.
Where's it?
That's it.
Closing remarks?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. So look, we want to wrap it up here. We got about, we have a little bit over, but that's okay. Because I make meetings long. But seriously, I want to thank all the founders really sincerely for allowing us to be a part of your journey. Before we go, if you are a coach, if you did any interviewing, if you were in any part of the founder's journey, would you please stand up right now so we can give you a round of applause? That's you, Jamie Keith. Jamie, so anybody that was a part of, please, Alexandra, thank you. So if you were, yes, I know there's more people than that. Bill Lentini, please stand up. Who else am I missing? If you were any part of the founder's journey, please, to Angelique Johnson, why you sitting down? Suzanne Bacino, why you sitting down? Y'all think I can't see? I got new glasses. I can see all the way in the back. Well, I can't really see all the way in the back. Somebody call somebody out. Who did I miss? Who? Cassandra? Are you still? Oh, she is. Okay. All right. All right. So thank you all. Appreciate y'all.
Will the founders come up for a group picture, please?
Yeah. So if you guys, if the founders will come up there. So this is the close of the show. You can hang for a few minutes. We got a backdrop back there. Please take a picture. Please post about it. Let your friends know. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. What does Russell Simmons say? God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
All right. So if the founders all come up for a group picture, please. And then we want the coaches as well, to come up, and all those folks. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry. Dang. Why didn't y'all tell me? Okay, I have a gift for the speakers. So if the four speakers, Keisha, Otis, who? Cynthia, right here. Come up here. Who else was there? So Ottoman, we counted Ottoman? Anyway, yeah, here, just come get you a drink. Dr. Jolly.
Maybe we're driving coast to coast, only to where we love the most. I'm taking you to paradise. You know where we're going tonight. Paradise. I'm taking you to paradise. I don't even care about the price, yeah. Paradise. I'm taking you. Let's see the sun and have some fun. I'm so tired of living life in gray, babe. And you deserve to see the world from the other. So tell me, baby, where would you like to go? Maybe we'll drive from coast to coast, only to where we love the most. I'm taking you to paradise. You know where we're going tonight. Paradise. I'm taking you to paradise. I don't even care about the price, yeah. Paradise. I'm taking you. Come and take a seat next to me, babe. Let this pretty view take your breath away. Baby, we deserve a break from our old ways. Anywhere's home when you're with me. Come and take a seat next to me, babe. Let this pretty view take your breath away. Baby, we deserve a break from our old ways. 'Cause I'm taking you to paradise. You know where we're going tonight. Paradise. I'm taking you to paradise. I don't even care about the price, yeah.